I would like to give a brief overview of my institution, focusing on my college, the Teacher Education College. My institution was used as a hospital for sick troops during the Philippine-Japanese War, and the cemetery was located in the field adjacent to it, which is now the large Carabao Grass Plaza of the university. If you look on the internet, you can see the identical building that dates back to 1915. My other students would frequently tell me tales of strange experiences they had had in college. Some of these stories even occurred while I was a student. In one of those, I took part. The incident took place in room 22. Since room 22 was where our major topics were always assigned, there was where my classmates and I would spend the most of our class time. Prior to the fateful date, there had been no strange incidents. However, because it was a makeup class, the scheduling for that particular class was different from normal. My lecturer apologized profusely for missing several of the scheduled sessions and humbly asked for a makeup class. But since midterms were coming up and we were all rather busy, we weren't only receiving makeup classes for that subject. Sadly, everyone decided on a 7 p.m. timetable. We felt alone in room 22, even though there weren't many other people in the large college complex and no night classes. Furthermore, I would stress that the atmosphere is really eerie because some of the halls are already dimly lit. Without any issues, we got comfortable in the classroom, and our professor arrived 5 minutes late. She is the type of lecturer that constantly checks attendance, but instead of calling our names as she usually does, she numbered us. We had already informed her that 3 of our classmates were not present. That's when she committed a terrible error, counting us. So there's 19 of you. My record says there are 21 of you. But if 3 were absent, shouldn't you be 18? Some of us even began counting as we spoke about the names of the people who were not present. 3 weren't present, for sure, and our classmates verified that we are 18. However, the pride in my professor made her count us once more. She insisted on 19. I recall a classmate saying, in between lines, "Ma'am, it's 7 p.m. you shouldn't be making jokes." A few of us even laughed. Despite everything, my professor's expression was dead serious, and I could still clearly recall her saying, "Do you mean, I am counting someone you don't see?" as she brushed her eyes over us. Everyone fell silent. Obviously, with all of us being math majors in the room, how could we overlook something as simple as counting? We should not continue. Room 22 is already occupied, my lecturer then stated quietly. I recalled that in my undergraduate years, we had only ever decided on a 7 p.m. schedule twice, and both times, the sessions had concluded before they had begun. My second incident was on Campus B, a sizable lot next to our institution that is connected by a bridge, not in our college. This time, it took place in the statistics lab, as it is called, in the College of Science and Mathematics. It contained an LCD projector, big tables, stool chairs, and a whiteboard, but not much else. Although I'm not familiar with the college's past, I do know that the high school next to it was once a cemetery's expansion. God bless our professor's soul, he got off to a perfect start. However, we noticed that as soon as he began writing on the second portion of the board, he became tense. The most dubious aspect, though, was his hobbling leg. He was in his mid-30s, and he consistently showed up for class on time. We are aware that he entered the lab without any wounds. His continual stuttering was another problem. He never faltered. At last, 20 minutes into the class discussion, he abruptly ended it, saying, "I'm sorry, something came up, I need to go." Naturally, we were very bewildered, but we were also very happy that we could leave early and get home. He didn't tell his co-workers the incident until 2 days later. The news immediately got to us because several of them were also our professors. And it was really eerie. In actuality, my lecturer had observed 2 children frolicking around the space. And the reason for the hobbling leg was that one of them was carrying the child back and forth while attempting to carry on with class and act casual about it.